Alright, now we got Adam Burton down in the garage area. Adam Burton, he had a problem. We're not sure what it is officially, but we're going to go ahead and talk to him. Adam, do you guys, have your crew figured out what's happened to your car down there yet?
It was a fuel problem. I went down to turn 4, and they told me I had one more lap of fuel left. And I went down, and I just, no fuel. I couldn't make it to my pit stop. And I thought I blew up because I said, "Are you alright?" So I was like, "Oh, I'm more blue." So I retired, and after I saw it was my fuel pickup, and I was like, "Oh, I could have waited."
Very unfortunate.
What'd you say, Taco?
I was just saying, it's a shame. The three of us up here were pulling for you. We were watching you. You seemed like at the latter stage of that first run, you were getting a little tight coming off of 4 in particular. Were you, or was that just because you had pressure from behind?
Oh, I was getting real tight. So when I saw a flower come, I tried to save my tires. When I let them pass me, I just saved my tires, and I caught them back.
Yeah, it looked like it. It's a shame. I'm pulling for you, but hey, there's next week, right?
Yeah, it's a shame that it's just a fuel problem. That's the worst. That's the worst time.
Well, it's a shame, and we thank you for joining us here after what happened. And looks like here on the racetrack we have 2 lap down cars drilling in our leader. Could they possibly get their lap back and come back and part of this race?
Well, Adam, we thank you for bringing us down here. We're going to take a short intermission, and when we come back, we're going to have DKRF down here in the booth. He's going to be giving us a little summary of what happened to him. And we'd also like to thank some of our sponsors for the race. Fat Cake Incorporated, only approved by Kyle Young Motorsports, and Taco Bell. So we thank those sponsors, and we're going to go to a short break here, and we'll be right back.
And as we come back from that short intermission, it looks like we have a good battle here for these 2 cars trying to get back on the lead lap. Well, now, since we're only about halfway, as we did reach halfway during that short intermission, do you think these 2 cars will be let by? Do you think Flyer in the 94 is just going to let him by, Brandon McGee? Or do you think he's going to fight to keep him lapped down so that he doesn't have to compete with them later in the race if we get a late race yellow?
Well, chances are he's probably just going to let him by. I mean, you have to look at it as, wow, these guys really caught me pretty fast. I should probably let him by. Because I'm not so sure about Kyle Young, but Steve Rada, he doesn't usually mess around, and he might, you know, I personally would think, hey, is he going to turn me if I try to fight him? So, plus he's got over 40 laps left. There's really no point to be fighting lappers, and, you know, a couple more pit stops going to have to, you know, go through before the end of this race, so I'd let him by.
And it looks like he's going to actually shut the door on him as he tried to get to the bottom. I don't think he's going to do what you just mentioned there in your statement. But, you know, we're going to keep watching this short battle here. It looks like that 88 has dropped back from this 2-car battle up here. This is not for position if you guys think that it is. This is just to get back on the lead lap. And he really wants to. And Steve, there in that 88, he's praying that the 99 gets by so he can get the lucky dog, though. So it looks like we have a little lag with our camera there. Sorry about that. The 99 goes by him, and it looks like he's pulling him.
Yeah, you can see that coming, though.
Well, we just got done. One of our reporters just got done talking to DKRF. We got the report here. This is just kind of what he said. DK said he was really hyped for this race. He thought he had a great chance at winning it. They went down in turn 1, fine. Then turn 2, he said he was low, and suddenly Connolly comes out of nowhere and just completely took him out. He said it just completely destroyed his engine. He couldn't compete yet. He said that he went back out there. We all saw he go back out there, and he had to pull back in. And he had some harsh words for Connolly out there. He said he wasn't sure if it was intentional or not. He said he did it. They had a little scuffle in practice, but he's not sure if it was intentional. We sure hope it was not. But DK, we're sure sorry up here that your race had to end so soon, and we hope for better luck for you next week.
Well, you could definitely see it was not an intentional wreck. Very clearly, Connolly just balled it off into turn 1 and 2 and drifted up a little too high. And you know, like we mentioned at the beginning of the show, this is a one-lane track, and if you get out of that one lane on the very bottom, it's ridiculously hard to handle your car, be it tight or loose, depending on how high on the track you are. So there's no way that could have been intentional. He simply just spun it, kind of misestimated the grip level he was going to have up there, and it cost both of them.
And yeah, I've just been watching these past few laps, the 26 of Hayden Rapace. He's been making some progress there. He's been getting faster and faster for him. Not gaining on the leaders, but he was running 30.2s and 30.3s, and his last lap was a 29.878. That's not a bad lap since he is in third right now. So I think he'd probably I think he's hoping for a yellow to get 4 fresh tires here, because it looks like his car is really pushing up the track. He's really having to get down to a very slow speed in the corners before he can get back in the gas off of turn 2. It looks like it's just not really going for him right now, but he is in position 3. He stayed out of trouble, and he's making progress on the 2 cars up front.
Yeah, I think everybody out here is really praying for a caution. It's tough. It's going to be tough for Dan to make up what is now a 13.8 second margin. That's next to impossible, I believe, to make up. So if you're Dan right now, Tacos, what are you thinking?
Well, right now I'm definitely praying for a yellow if I'm Dan. It's apparent that Flyer, since Adam is now falling out of the race, Adam Burton, it's apparent that McGee in the 94, he is now become the class of the field. You need a yellow. That'd be the great equalizer because everybody would get some tires. Then all I could really hope for is just a little bit of attrition. You know, McGee gets a little out of shape. You get by him, something like that. It looks like the 71 car. That's Neil Froelich. He's gonna hit the pits. He had been battling Sonny Tallman in the 14 for quite a number of laps now for 6th place. And it looks like he burned his stuff up a little bit.
Yeah, as Froelich in the 71 comes down pit road, it looks like he's going to come in for 4 tires, and definitely a lot of fuel here. Now, there is a possibility if the leaders in these top 2, top 3 cars, even the top 4 who are still on the lead lap, if they can win this race on fuel mileage, pit window's around 35 to 40 laps here. We got 34 or 35 laps to go. It looks like, or actually, yeah, 34 to go. But it's going to be a very tight race here when it comes down to fuel. I mean, if these guys can save enough fuel when it comes down to it, I think that they can really win this race on fuel, depending how much they save and the fuel mileage in these cars. So it's going to be interesting to watch that too.
Well, if I'm the leader right now, Brendan McGee, if I was him, I would actually pit relatively soon from now, and the reasoning behind that is he's pitting right now, and I believe the reason he's doing that is because he understands the fuel mileage situation, which Jeremy just mentioned. You can make it from here, and he's got a big enough lead that I don't think he's going to lose a lap. So if he can get out, conserve his stuff for the remaining 30 or so laps, I think we got 32 to go right now, then he could be in good shape, because everybody else is going to have to make a late race pit stop, and he'll be good to go.
According to our monitor, I think he was actually speeding by a little bit there. I don't know if he'll get black flagged for it, but I think our monitor said he was going up to around 47 miles per hour there, somewhat down pit road. As the 72 comes into a stop, it looks like he's going to get in there pretty good, right behind the number 94, as the 94's away. Oh, he got off pit road nicely. We'll see if he gets black flagged here.